Hello and welcome to another episode of Erongo Talk. I'm your host, Irene Marie van der Walt, and I'm joining you from Swakopmund today. In today's episode, we will be chatting with retiring Education Inspector Monica Gawises about the highs and lows of her career. So stay tuned, we'll be right back after this.
Hey, you pretty kitty, you're looking so good tonight. Gonna tame a dog like me so I won't bite. 'Cause all of my life I've been astray, but in your arms I'm here to stay. Hey, you pretty kitty, come and tame this dog tonight. You can be the one that teaches the old dog new tricks. Never run away to go and get his kicks. 'Cause all of my life I've been astray, but in your arms I'm here to stay. Hey, you pretty kitty, come and tame this dog tonight. She's gonna tame that bad dog tonight.
And now it is time for your news. In our first story for today, the one we've all been waiting for. Yesterday, President Hage Geingob announced a new set of adjustments to curb the spread of COVID-19 pandemic in the country. He called on Namibians to uphold faith over fear, to show kindness, solidarity and compassion, and to cooperate with the authorities during what he termed a dark and somber moment in the history of our country. The newly introduced regulations will come into force at midnight today, so that's already passed, for a period of 14 days until the 15th of July 2021. Firstly, we have the restriction of movement into and out of the Winterkokanya-Rebos local authority areas, which he has said has helped to contain the spread of the disease. Data confirms that an entire country is now characterized by widespread community transmission, and thus we are taking the difficult but necessary measure to extend the restriction in travel to all regions. No travel will be permitted between regions. However, travel within regions is permitted. Returning residents, essential service providers, emergency medical cases and transportation of human remains for burial purposes will be permitted entry and exit into the restricted regions with the relevant permits. The President emphasized that while a full social and economic lockdown is proven to be effective in slowing transmission rates, it must be used sparingly, as it also spurs adverse effects to economy, business, jobs and livelihoods. Public gatherings remain limited to 10 persons per event, and the curfew remains in force, however will be brought forward to commence from 9 o'clock to 4 o'clock daily. And in changes to education regulations, all public and private schools from pre-primary up to grade 9, including early childhood development centers, are currently on a special winter holiday until the 26th of July 2021. Face-to-face classes for grades 10, 11 and 12 will be suspended countrywide as part of the winter holiday from 1 to 16 July 2021. Face-to-face classes for higher education institutions, including vocational education training providers, are also suspended for the period. All examinations for tertiary students will be undertaken online. Then the big one, the sale of liquor is restricted from 9 o'clock to 6 o'clock Mondays to Thursdays on a takeaway basis only, with exception of hospitality establishments where residing guests may access on-site amenities. No alcohol outlet will be permitted to operate on Friday to Sunday. All food establishments are to serve food on takeaway basis only, including restaurants, food vendors and kapana traders. And now for our second story for today. Agribank launched a 2-season podcasting service that covers 8 episodes each. The podcasts are hosted by Agribank's brand ambassador for the Women and Youth Scheme that was introduced late last year. The podcasts are hosted on platforms that offer ample amount of storage, and the content can be distributed to various social media platforms. The Agribank podcasts are hosted on Spotify and Apple Podcast platforms and already began last week, and will in future be hosted every second Tuesday for 8 episodes. But you can read more on that at our website at www.erongo.com.na. It's www.erongo.com.na. And in our final story for today, the port of Walvis Bay has been a hive of activity, having welcomed some of the world's largest container carrying vessels since the official inauguration of its new container terminal in August 2019. The container vessel Cyprus, sailing under CGM shipping line, was the latest vessel of significant size to arrive at the facility for the first time. Built in 2011 and sailing under the flag of Liberia, Cyprus docked on the 27th of June and offloaded a record number of 1,513 container units destined for Cape Town, South Africa. The ship, which has a carrying capacity of 8,586 TEU, departed from Singapore on the 10th of June. Her length overall is 335.23 meters and her width is 42.8 meters. But you can read more on all the stories discussed and so much more at our website. That's www.erongo.com.na. I'll repeat, www.erongo.com.na. And on that note, we conclude today's news.
With me here is the lovely Mrs. Monica Gawises, and she is retiring from her position as the Circuit Inspector for Walvis Bay, Education Circuit Inspector. Ms. Gawises, it's sad to see you go, but how are you feeling now that you are retiring?
Leandri, first of all, thanks for coming. As I'm on the verge to exit my education career, I have to inform you that I've served the Namibian nation, and in particular education sector at large, to the best of my ability.
Yes, definitely.
Today, I'm excited, I'm delighted, and feel victorious.
Yes.
I've achieved most of my goals and dreams fulfilled by God's given purpose in education sector. I've done my part successfully and played my role to the best of my ability. I was blessed with the wonderful staff members, especially the school principals, very proactive people.
Yes.
Hardworking and dedicated staff members. In a nutshell, Leandri, I was associated with successful academics.
Yes.
Yeah, I have also to inform you that I have a sound relationship with my principals, really, for the past 40 years.
Yes.
Yeah,
no, definitely, Mr. Gawises, you could see it when you were walking around at the schools or doing inspecting. You could definitely see it. Now, Mr. Gawises, what are your plans now that you are retired?
I will hang around in Walvis Bay, maybe for the rest of the year, but definitely at the end of the day, I will move to the farm.
Yes.
To join my husband at the farm. Yeah, maybe in the next years, coming years, I will be a farmer's wife.
Yes. And do some well needed resting.
Definitely.
Now, Ms. Gawises, just looking over your career, what were some of the challenges you experienced as Education Circuit Inspector?
Yeah, I had a few that I would like to share with you.
Yes, please, ma'am.
One, especially in Walvis Bay, is the shortage of classrooms.
Yes.
That we were struggling with. Overcrowded classrooms in Walvis Bay at large.
Yes.
And definitely we need in Walvis Bay 3 fully fledged primary schools and at least 2 primary schools. What a big challenge also for me was the parents that could not manage to enroll their children on time. Parents will flock to the office at the end of the day for enrollment, which was a challenge for us, especially at the beginning of the year.
Yes.
Just to inform you, Leandri, we are the office will be busy, actually the region will be busy with enrollments. They will start at the 27th, I think it's a Tuesday, with the grade 1s. And 28th, the Wednesday, with the pre-primary and On Thursday, the 29th,
Yes.
the grade 8s will be enrolled. So I
this
would like
month.
this month
Yeah.
in July. So I would like to urge the parents to enroll at time.
Yes.
And at the correct time, please.
Yes, definitely. Now, I'm also looking aside from the challenges. What were some of your highlights, your achievements as circuit inspector?
I've managed
Yes.
many things.
Yes.
I've fulfilled my dreams as I've informed you.
Yes, yes.
One of my biggest challenges is schools. 3 schools were opened since I became a principal. We have the High Hope Primary School that we opened recently. Seaside Primary School was also opened while I was an inspector here in Walvis Bay. And Tutaleni High School was also opened.
Yes.
Newly constructed schools in Walvis Bay. I also managed, Leandri,
Yes.
to approach the previous MD of Namport Masapising Urap.
Yes.
And they assisted us with 4 classrooms at Seaside Primary School.
Yes.
I've also to express my sincere gratitude to Namport.
Aha. Yeah, no, I remember, ma'am. You were very proactive during
Yeah,
your time.
yeah.
Now, please tell us, what is your message to your predecessor, who's going to take over or fill your shoes, which I presume is very difficult to fill, and your message to the community out there?
You know, in this unprecedented times of
Yes.
COVID, I would first like to inform you that the post of the inspector was advertised. And it will be filled soon.
Uh-huh.
But luckily, my colleague here at the office for the past 7 years, Mr. Joseph Martin, will act in the meantime.
Okay.
He knows all the ins and outs
Yes.
of this office. And then also the colleagues at the schools,
Yes.
I would like to inform them to keep safe. This is not a good period,
Yes.
the difficult times. Wash their hands, especially the parents and the learners. And I would like to urge the parents to take care of their children. Not all the children are gifted academically.
Yes.
Most of them, or some of them actually, have to do things with their own hands.
Yes.
So the parents must stand behind their children and support them throughout their career.
Cool. Now, just final and a last words, just gratitude. Is there anyone you would like to thank you, perhaps?
Yeah, I would like to thank the Heavenly Father
Yes.
that had carried me through all those 40 years in education. And definitely my late boss, Mr. John Abasep,
Yes.
my current boss, Mrs. Stefanis, and the whole regional management team, my principals, my staff members here at the office, as well as the parents community of Walvis Bay. I would like to thank them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ms. Gawises, for speaking to us. Although you already retired yesterday, we thank you so much for speaking to us, and I wish you all the best for your future
Thank you,
endeavors.
Leandri. I really do appreciate it.
Greetings, my name is Elizabeth Shupala. I'm currently a grade 12 learner at the mighty Danesag in the Erongo region. I've managed to rank number 10 in the country and the best in the Erongo region for the grade 11 and AACO examinations in 2020. When you look at me, you probably think I spend most of my time studying or had perfect execution plans. But to be honest, I watched TikToks and Grey's Anatomy and Netflix in exams when I knew that I really shouldn't have. But I think it is important, or it's worth noting, that sometimes it's needed to have a laugh, just a little break. With all the exam stress and anxiety, it's important that we just have a little distraction that helps us get our mind off the stressful examinations. But nevertheless, it is important that you always get back on that horse, that you put in all the effort, the time, and the hard work, and that you walk into that exam room with utmost confidence in your ability to perform.
And now it's time for your weather and tides for Swakopmund and all the other major towns in the Erongo region.
The Ongwediva Annual Trade Fair 2021 brings you exhibition excellence and will be taking place from 26 to 31 August at the Ongwediva Trade Fair Showgrounds. The theme this year is Gearing for a Smart Economy. This year, exhibitors have the option to showcase their products and services at the Ongwediva Trade Fair Showgrounds or virtually via special trade fair website. Apply for a stand at www.oatf.com.na. Call 065 230 191. Email info@oatf.com.na. The Ongwediva Annual Trade Fair 2021 is proudly sponsored by MTC, FNB, Nedbank, Ongwediva Town Council.
And that unfortunately brings us to the end of another episode of Erongo Talk. It was absolutely wonderful being in your company today. Remember that you don't have to miss us too much until tomorrow, because you can check out our website. That's www.erongo.com.na. That's www.erongo.com.na. And if you want to get in touch with us and let us know what's happening in your town or in your community, or get in touch for advertisement opportunities, you can get in touch via WhatsApp or Telegram at 0811 7040. That's 0811 7040. Now, I don't think any of us can forget we are currently in the third wave, the worst this pandemic has ever gotten. Please stay safe. Please stay healthy. Wear your mask, sanitize your hands, keep your social distance. It's not about your own life anymore. It's about everybody else's. We'll see you again tomorrow.